For a few days each fall, the Soesby Martin Airfield in Tullahoma, Tennessee becomes one of the busiest airports in the world. Planes take off and land every 20 seconds. And what planes they are. Some bring back memories of World War II days, while others look like they came out of the latest science fiction movie. Some look more like giant insects than airplanes. And others are doing things most people would never want to do in a plane. Over 21,000 people came for the 1980 Experimental Aircraft Association fly-in, and many of the visitors were well known, like Bryan Allen, the man who made history by crossing the English Channel in a human-powered aircraft, the Gossamer Albatross.
Well, this is my first time to Tullahoma, but the whole area here is just really beautiful.
But everyone, famous or not, had a favorite thing to see or do.
I just love to watch airplanes.
I'm an airplane freak. I love them.
I like to fly.
I think it's that red plane that was out a while ago.
Been an experimental aircraft fan for years and years and years.
How have you liked this show?
A whole lot.
I love it. This is a new design by Dick Rutan. It's a great airplane, and this guy's a brilliant man in his own right.
Dick Rutan's latest experimental design, the Long Easy, won top honors as the best design for 1980. Bert works closely with his test pilot and brother, Dick.
My brother, he's the genius designer, and I stand around and tell him that nothing will work, but it always does.
Today, Dick had agreed to mount a camera on the nose of his plane for Life magazine. And as he worked, he told us that one of the most impressive features of the streamlined fiberglass plane is not its futuristic appearance, but its economy.
We came out here from California, from Mojave, California, nonstop to Tullahoma, Tennessee. Still had 2 hours of fuel. In fact, we're going to fly an aerobatic show yesterday on that fuel. We'll fly this thing here today on that fuel, and we'll fly another aerobatic show today on that fuel. We haven't even refueled it.
Dick recently set a new world nonstop distance record by flying over 4,800 miles in 33 hours. His greatest difficulty was not in running out of fuel, but staying awake until he did. And what kept him awake?
If you fall asleep, you die. Some guy asked me how I'm staying awake, and I said, well, thought about it a minute, and I thought, well, just think of the alternative.
Another popular experimental plane is the Quickie. Canadian Garry LeGare sells this plane as a kit, which you build yourself. He says it's very safe, remarkably fuel efficient, and comfortable to ride in, even in rough weather.
Now with this airplane, you got two wings supporting you, so you're sort of cradled in between the two wings. Gives you a real secure feeling when you're flying, you know, and it gets rough out there. You just sit there and say, hey, this is good. You sit very laid down like a lazy boy rocking chair, and you know, you feel really secure even in the rough weather. And I'm not a great rough weather pilot. I get sick real easy, and I did great on this trip. The fellas in the other airplane got sick. I didn't get sick, and I was really surprised.
This strange-looking plane is classed as an ultralight. It's made of styrofoam and fiberglass, weighs in at 180 pounds, gets 70 to 80 miles per gallon, and unlike many ultralights, it can fly in the rain. Its designer, builder, and pilot is Craig Catto.
A lot of it was my own engineering, books that I picked up, and a lot of experimenting. It was seat of the pants, aeronautical engineering.
Had you ever designed a plane before?
I've designed 3 other ultralights, one of which I produced about 200 of them.
Is this your favorite?
Yeah.
You don't have to design your own, though, because many ultralights are available ready-made and in kits for about the price of an average automobile. Learning to fly takes a couple of days, and you don't need a license.
It's like a hang glider, but they're very easy to fly, even simpler than learning to fly an airplane.
What does it feel like up there?
Well, it's just a very peaceful feeling. It's just man committing aviation without costing an arm and a leg.
So you don't have to be a pilot to fly ultralights. It's not too expensive. And you do get that peaceful feeling of flight, like hang gliders get, without having to jump off a mountain. And almost all ultralight pilots will agree, it's a lot of fun.
It's the most fun airplane I've ever flown, and I've flown a lot of airplanes, including F-86s and 104s and 747s.
This fragile-looking craft runs on 2 chainsaw engines and has a very strange tail. This type of tail makes ground handling a little tricky, but in the air, it handles great.
In our standard air demonstration in Canada, we loop the airplane and do aerobatics in it. Unfortunately, down here, we're not allowed to do that sort of thing, so we fly it and let people see what it flies like.
You loop in that?
Yeah.
Sounds scary.
It isn't at all. No, it's standard aerobatic maneuver.
The closest thing to flying like the birds is soaring, and this Monterey sailplane has a very handy accessory, a small engine which eliminates the need to be towed aloft. So now you can soar like an eagle very efficiently, according to designer John Monnet.
We only have a gallon tank in this thing, and we can stay up for hours.
After a long, full day comes the high point for most people, the air show.
Those magnificent men in their flying machine, they go up to the up, they go down to the down.
Well, I think the air show right now, this is certainly the best aerobatic part of it right now.
They enchantle the ladies and steal the scene with their up to the up, and their down to the down.
I love it. I love it. I love aviation. I've been to Oshkosh about 3 times. This is my first time here, but I love it.
They can fly upside down with their feet in the air. They don't think of danger. They really don't care. Newton would think he had made a mistake to see those young men and the chances they take.
I think it's pretty neat.
Those magnificent men, those magnificent men, those magnificent men in the flying machine.
And if you think this was good, wait till next year.